Welcome to Eco Insider TV. We're continuing with the series How to Plan an Eco Focused Events. These days, sustainability is more than just a buzzword, it's a way of life for people across the globe. Everything that we need for our survival and well being depends directly or indirectly on nature and our natural environment. Businesses, entrepreneurs have a need and an opportunity to provide more sustainable products and services to do their part in the world. And this series is going to provide you some eco-focused solution in the event planning space because that's where I am. My name is Melody Dixon, and I'm the CEO and founder of Pro Event Planners, curators of eco-focused events. I plan events for clients who are steeped in all things sustainability. It's in their home life, it's in their business, it's in their events. And I also support clients who have no idea about sustainability. They just maybe heard the buzzword, maybe need some information on what it means and how it relates to how they're living and how they're running their business and how they're running their events. And they connect with me in that respect because I consume a lot of content on that. I'm a sustainable event strategist. That means I did a training and I was certified by MPI, which is Meeting Planners International. So I'm serious about having or supporting clients in creating sustainable events so that they can be kind to the planet while having a fantastic event that's not only beautiful but logistically sound as well. So, what is sustainability? It is meeting the needs of the present without compromising the abilities of future generations to meet their needs. I like to say that, God is big and expansive. We're from God, we were created by God. And so we too are big and expansive in our desires. That's why we're always wanting more. So we create things, we invent things, we design things. We get to do so intentionally, however, so that the resources we have today, we can have access to for the rest of our lives. And our kids can do the same, or grandkids and friends and family 10 generations deep will have access to the same resources we have access to today. Now, there are three pillars to sustainability. The first one is the environment. We get to reduce the use of what we're already using, reuse what we already have because we already have so much anyway, and recycle. I like to squeeze in a fourth in this section and I call it upcycling. And an example that I found not too long ago, there's a show on, I want to say it's Prime or Freevee or any one of those, and it's called Container Masters. And the show starts off saying that there's 140 million containers around the world. And the containers like the big metal, I guess, cage type solid structure that they use to transport goods from place to place. Heavy good furniture, maybe from China to the US or from India to, big containers that they put on ships and they stack them like God knows how many deep. It's really high, it's really strong and powerful. Now, if they're not being used, they're just abandoned because what are you going to do with it? It's a big, bulky thing. This show uses these containers to make tiny homes. And the people who enlist the services of this company, sometimes they live in it and sometimes they use it as a vacation home. Sometimes they use it as like vacation rental, incremental income to manage their lifestyle. So there's a use for it and they look so beautiful, so beautiful. On a smaller scale, there's another show that used to come on HGTV called Flea Market Flip. And it's a competition between cousins or siblings or college mates or couples. And they go through the flea market. I think it's in New Jersey or New York. And they have a theme for the competition for that day. And they go through the different stalls of people selling junk and they buy it and then they convert it into the furniture element, art element, or something functional that goes with the theme, and then they sell it. And then the money that they get, I guess they may keep it or they may donate it. Don't remember that part, but I just know that they take stuff that would normally go in the landfill and just convert it. So they take old wagon wheels and make coffee tables, old filing cabinets and make bookshelves, old footstools to make coffee table, not coffee tables, side tables. They do so many creative things, and that delays the inevitable journey of this junk into the landfill. And landfill really is just a fancy name for the fact that we dig a hole in the ground and we dump stuff that we don't want, old furniture, old clothes, whatever we don't want that we can't give away or sell. We put it on bulk garbage day and they just drop it in this big hole. And then once the hole fills up, they cover it and then they I guess put grass seeds or I forgot what they call the sheets of grass that they put, and then over time it fills in nicely. Sod, that's what it is, sod, and they cover it. So here in the South Florida, we have an area on if you go on the turnpike heading north towards Boca, on the right hand side, you'll see these hill-like structures. You know, Florida is flat. So any kind of hill situation like that is man-made. And you see the dump trucks driving up the sides of it, going to dump stuff. But most of it, the side facing the street, it looks like a big mound, like a hill that's covered in grass. It looks lovely, but it's, you can see the vultures flying above, so you know that there's more going on. So that's what a landfill is. And they dump all the stuff we don't use into that. So upcycling delays the journey of the stuff we have into landfills. The second item is economics. If it's sustainable and eco-focused, it also gets to make you money or save money. An example I like to use is if you've decided to remove all the fluorescent light bulbs from your house and use LED, yes, you're going to take the time to drive to the hardware store and choose your LED lights and drive back and then climb on the little step stool and change all the light bulbs in your house. So you're exerting energy, physical body energy, gasoline, which is like another form of energy to go to the store, walk around, try to find somebody in these hardware stores is a thing and a half. But so that's more time, and then you have to drive back and then you have to install it. But over time, you'll notice there's a reduction in your energy bill because you're using less energy to run the LED lights versus the fluorescent light bulbs. And the fluorescent light bulbs are horrendous for your health anyway. So you're doing yourself a favor. It's like you're exerting all this initial energy, but over time you'll see the benefits. The third pillar of sustainability is social responsibility. I like to say that we get to love our neighbors as ourselves. So as entrepreneurs, we start a business and then we get to hire people to help us work this business and make it successful. In so doing, these people are able to get a place to live, take care of their family, food and health and all the things. And so it's like a circle of life. We're working together. They help me with my business. I help them with taking care of their family. Also, we get to make room for people to show up how they show up, you know, and if you're not aligned with it, you move on down the road. But there's room. I'm an introvert. I will spend hours and hours outdoors in the garden. And my family and friends know this about me and they accept it. They don't like give me a whole lecture. You need to go out and party. None of that. This is how I am and this is how they accept me. And that's a part of social responsibility. There's room for everybody in this world. All right. Vanny says, good morning, sis. All is well. Amen. Amen. All right. So we are continuing on the topic of how to plan an eco-focused event. And this week we are on finding the right venue. And we're talking about what scores a venue as sustainable. When researching the most sustainable venues, you'll likely find there is no definitive answer. as the criteria varies, as do the accreditation. To help you find an eco-friendly venue, we're sharing tips on what to look out for, and what questions to ask. So far this week, one of the early things we talked about was, if you're going to try to do an eco-focused event, the discussion for that has to take place in the initial planning stages of the event. Then you have to seek the information necessary to make your event successful in an eco-focused way. And you also have to honor your word where that is concerned. Don't just speak it, be about it. All right. So that's the initial conversation we had. So number one is we get to find an energy, a venue that is steeped in all things energy efficiency, from the lights to the heat to the cooling. Number two is water supply and usage limitation. The example I gave is if they have a bathroom sink that has like you put your hand under it and then the water comes on, and then when you move your hand, the water shuts off. That's a great way to save water. Number three, oh, actually, let me put this up on the screen for YouTube. So number one was energy efficiency, from lights to heating and cooling. Number two was water supply and usage limitations. Number three was suppliers' eco credentials. I have vendors who get certifications in sustainability as well, as I am. I am a vendor for my clients, and I went through the training with MPI, Meeting Planners International. So now I'm a sustainable events strategist. Number four is catering, the use of local produce and the way it is produced. So if I hire a caterer for my event, I want to make sure that they use local farmers to source their foods. And these local farmers also don't use any chemicals on their foods that can harm the planet or harm beneficial insects like butterflies and bees and things like that. Number five, waste management and recycling practices. I think we talked about that yesterday, where we had 3 bins on site at the event, one for things that go into the landfill. Not my favorite, but it is what it is. Number 2 is composting. This is where we take all the vegetable matter, your leftover broccoli and beans and leftover salad. We dump it in a special container and we take it to either a community composting site, or there are companies that can manage that for you. There are companies that do composting. They'll come on site, set up a little station in the back, very private, and they manage the plates when they come from the dining room or wherever the guests are eating, and they take it back to the kitchen and they scrape what goes in the landfill, compost in the compost, and then they also recycle. If you have plastic bottles or cans or glass bottles, they go in the recycle bin. Number 6, access to and from the venue. That was a big one. You want to make sure the venue is in a central location where people can find it. And also there's a bus route. So if there are attendees who are coming to the event and they don't have a car, they can take a bus. And a bus is an energy efficient way of transportation because they take large amounts of people in the one direction. They make stops along the way, versus everybody takes their individual car. It releases so much CO2 emissions in the air. It's really, really bad. All right. So that's number 6. So today we're going to tackle 3 more. So the first one we're going to tackle is number 7, laundry management system. This is great for a venue that provides you linens. And linens are tablecloths, napkins, even if they have different drapery and room draping with the pipe and drape around the room. Good morning, Dahlia. Hey, beautiful. So today we're continuing with how to plan an eco-focused event. And we kind of ran through number 1 to number 6 that we did from Monday to yesterday. And today, Thursday, we are on number 7, laundry management systems. And this is if they manage linens like tablecloths and napkins and chair covers, if you're still using that. Drapery Ceiling drapery, wall drapery, pipe and drapes for structures. If you have a vendor that manages all the linens and fabrics and things, make sure that they have a laundry management system. And that just means they use energy efficient washers and dryers that also manage water wisely. They don't use any bleach. They may use vinegar or some other environmentally friendly laundry detergent type situation that is good for the planet. And you ask these questions. And there are vendors who are now seeking out these solutions. Gosh, there's even a company I saw, I think it was on Instagram. They're saying that if you use the bottled laundry detergent, it's just a little bit of detergent, but a lot of water. It's and it's just a waste of your money, and it's really bad for the environment. What they have are these laundry sheets or laundry soap sheets. They look like fabric softener sheets, but you put them in the water in the washer, and they melt. They melt away, and you get 30 plus loads in the pack. I think it's a subscription service. I'm sure if you Google or Amazon, there's quite a few, but it's environmentally friendly. It comes in a small recyclable packaging, and it's a subscription. So when you're done with your 30, the next month they send you, and so on and so forth, versus buying the big plastic bottles of liquid detergent. All right, so that's number 7. Number 8, technology. Everything from smart tech to reduce energy consumption to the audiovisual equipment are assessed. That means the governing body that decides if a venue is eco-focused or sustainable, they look at these things as well. And for some, hey Crystal, good morning, Lady of Harp, good morning. We're continuing with the series this week of how to plan an eco-focused event. And this week we're focusing on the venues, as you know. And we tackled number 1 to number 6 that we did from Monday to yesterday. And today we are on number 7, and that was laundry management systems. And that's where you use maybe no bleach, maybe have energy efficient washers and dryers that also manages water well. And you don't use any bleach, you use maybe like vinegar in the water, or you have laundry sheets. There's a company I saw on Instagram that was selling their subscription. It's like a fabric softener sheet, but it's soap. You put it in the water and it melts away, and it washes the clothes just as well. And it's a subscription service. So every month they send you a box, and the box, or every quarter, because I don't do laundry every day. I do it once a week. So I do maybe like 3 loads on a Friday night or Saturday morning. And I think the package has about 30 sheets. So whatever their cycle is, they bill you on a quarterly or monthly basis, and they ship it to you once, the cycle restarts. So that's laundry management system. And number 8 is technology. Everything from smart tech to reduce energy consumption, even audiovisual, all of that is assessed. Most venues, especially if they do corporate events, they'll have basic audiovisual on site to support you. So they may have a screen that's either on a tripod or drops down from the ceiling. And they may make sure that that mechanism that drops the screen down from the ceiling is energy efficient. So you press a button on the wall and the screen kind of unfolds from the ceiling. They'll have an LCD projector, most likely in the ceiling as well, that's managed by a remote, and they make sure that that's energy efficient as well. They may have some kind of a kiosk for registration when your group is coming in and they want to make sure you have a lot of people coming in. They make sure that they have the kiosks set up so that people can go in and register, and maybe scan the QR code to register and they get their name badge. If you have a company that does more involved audiovisual for bigger, larger, more complex events like conventions or presentations where they need to have a teleprompter or maybe have two screens on the stage, maybe one here, one there, and the speakers in the middle, and they have microphones hanging from the ceiling, or maybe build a truss on the stage with lighting that shines all over the audience. Because some of these speakers, their presentation is so involved. Sometimes they want the lights to sync with the music when they come on and everybody's cheering and clapping like a Tony Robbins type thing. You know, depending on how complex your presentation or your needs are, the venue can support you, but they can do so with energy efficient equipment. All right. And all you have to do is ask them, and they will tell you, because they're steeped in the knowledge, because that's what they do. And they had to do the research in order to make the purchase and also to have it installed in their venue. So they're the people to ask if you have questions. Number 9, staff education on sustainable practices. That is so big because it doesn't make sense for the owner of the facility to be steeped in all things sustainability or sustainable, and they don't tell the staff so that the staff can do the execution. The staff is the one cleaning the restroom, so they want to make sure that the automatic soap dispenser is filled and why it needs to be filled. Maintenance need to know how to work the faucets that are no touch and why we need it. Employees need to manage water stations. Why don't we have plastic bottles? So when you explain to them the why and how it benefits the planet and how it benefits the company saving money, they're helping the planet. They're also going to attract clients who are aligned with sustainability. And that means more business for them. And that means more jobs for the staff and more money because they get more hours. Or maybe they get bigger tips depending on the client. So it's all connected. And the only way to really have it functioning well is if you get buy-in from everyone. And you get buy-in from everyone by informing them, training them, communicating with them. All right, so that's the 3 for today. Laundry management system, great technology, and staff education. Now, managing all the elements of creating a sustainable event and finding the right venue can be a lot. All of this is a lot to be aware of, and we're only at number 9. There's a couple more that I'm going to finish with tomorrow. If you don't want to be bothered with that, that's where I come in. I am your sustainable event strategist. And if you're on Instagram up here, the link is in the bio. For YouTube down here, the link is in the description of this live. When you click it, it takes you to my website. And you get to click on the packages page. Look at my pro event package. This is my hashtag hire it done for you package. You tell me about your event, tell me that you're aligned with sustainability and being eco-focused, and what your audiovisual needs are, some elements you want to see. I take that and mash it up with your budget, and together I take the ground running or hit the ground running to take care of that for you so that you can focus on what you need to do. Get back your time so you can focus on your speech if you're the keynote speaker for your event. Focus on your book launch, your product launch, your sales event, whether you're entertaining possible investors. Focus on that, and I'll focus on all the behind the scenes-ness of it all. All right? So if you have any questions on how to find an eco-focused venues and all the elements to look out for and the questions to ask, let's connect. My name is Melody Dixon, and I'm the CEO and founder of Pro Event Planners, curators of eco-focused events. My email address is info@myproeventplanners.com. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. Let's see. Vanny, Dahlia, Crystal, Thank you so much for joining. Ooh, Crystal says, bleach scares me. It always has. Yes, bleach hangs around for a long time, not only on surfaces, but in the air, and it's poisonous. And especially if you have kids at home who have asthma or anybody, it affects your lungs, period. But if you have people who have compromised lung situations, keep them away from bleach. And there are other natural ways to clean surfaces. One of the things that I have done is I juice lemon in the morning. Like my daughter and I will take a lemon shot. We squeeze it, just raw lemon juice. We take a shot of it in the mornings. Great boost of vitamin C, all the things. The skins and the fruit that's left or the residue that's left, I put it in a container of water and I boil it. And sometimes I'll even zest the lemon and put that in there as well to release more oils in the water. I boil it for a few minutes and the house smells lovely and lemon fresh. I strain it and then I put the water in a spray bottle and I use it to clean surfaces. And it cleans very well because the oils from the lemon is antibacterial and antifungal, and it also leaves a lovely smell. And it works pretty well. You don't need bleach. For clothes, if you're watching, even if it's white clothes, you put some vinegar in the water instead of bleach, and it does wonders. There's so many natural ways to clean, and it's great for industrial surfaces or in your home. You know, lime or lemon is what I use, and it works pretty well. All right, so Crystal, those are some options for you. Vinegar or lemon or lime water, that works well. All right. God created plants and everything to take care of us in a holistic way from head to toe. So make use of it, people. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow when we will tackle the rest of the list on how to discern an eco-focused space. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, friends, and I will see you tomorrow. All right. There.